So there I sat, red-faced and embarrassed. 6 months of studying Thai felt like a complete waste of time, effort, and money. So this is how it played out. After months and months of study, I built up the courage to try to speak Thai to the waitress at the local Thai restaurant in Melbourne where I was living at the time. I nervously, put my words together. I was excited. I wanted to put things to the test. But she just looked at me with this confused expression on her face. She was trying to be polite, I guess. I repeated the words. I was hoping that something would click, but it didn't get any better. I just felt so awkward and embarrassed. You may laugh at me. I thought that I knew better. I tried to learn Thai on my own. I was using apps, recorded courses, YouTube videos. They're all great, but clearly they just didn't work for me. I was stuck, frustrated, and honestly, I felt like maybe learning Thai just wasn't for me. But then for some reason, I decided to give it just one last shot. And that's when I discovered something that had been right in front of me the whole time: italki. Today, I'm going to share the exact mistakes I made, how you can avoid them, how to get a discount, and you get to see whether I can actually speak any Thai. Well, I can barely speak any English. Plus, I'm going to introduce you to a great teacher. You'll learn a few things, and you may just discover that learning Thai with italki is something that's for you. Now, in the past, I mentioned I tried YouTube videos, and I even tried a website that promised I'd be speaking Thai in just a few hours. None of them taught me the fundamentals I needed to get a proper start. What I discovered is that learning the basics of Thai, it's like planting the seeds of a tree. Before you can enjoy the shade or the fruit, you need to start with those tiny seeds, understanding the letters and the sounds that they make. And just as a tree can't grow strong branches without first rooting deeply into the soil, your ability to speak and to form sentences relies on those foundational elements. And the fact is, it doesn't take long to learn them, but when you do it, it makes everything else just so much easier. So, what's italki and where does it fit into all of this? So, italki is a platform that connects you with native language teachers for one-on-one lessons. There's 30,000 tutors on the site, all teaching different languages. And there are so many great Thai teachers. And what stood out for me right away was how personalized the lessons are. You get to choose a teacher who matches your learning style, and the lessons are tailored specifically to your needs. Plus, the flexibility is fantastic. You can schedule lessons whenever it works for you without the pressure of a subscription. The fact is, it's so easy to use that my 87-year-old mother is currently learning Japanese using italki, so you can learn whatever age you are. So let's jump in and have a quick look at the platform first, and then I'll introduce you to a wonderful Thai teacher, and we'll go and learn a few things. So here we are on the italki website. It's super easy to use. If you want a Thai teacher, all you have to do is go down here to this More button. That's going to open another window. And now we have all the Thai teachers. And I'm going to search on certain criteria. You can do this such that I want to work specifically on pronunciation and reading. I also get to choose the lesson time. Perhaps I'm only available on Saturdays and Sundays. And I need somebody who's not only a native speaker, but also speaks English as well. Here we have a list of Thai teachers, and you can narrow things down even further if you want. Now, this shows a rating for each of the teachers, how many lessons they've had. Also, on the right-hand side, you'll see they have promotional videos. Before you even speak with a teacher, you can get to know them by their introduction. And if I want to go ahead and look at a specific teacher, I can read even more information about them here. And then if I want to book a session, I can go ahead and do that right now. What's also amazing is that you can get 3 trial sessions. Now, these trial sessions, if you're not satisfied with the trial sessions, you can ask and get a full refund. The whole thing is completely risk-free. If I wanted to go ahead and book a session, I could easily do that. I would need to create an account to do that. We go ahead. Very, very simple. So Now, let me introduce to you a great teacher. สวัสดีครับทุกคนวันนี้เราจะพูดคุยกับครูมิลิเกี่ยวกับการเรียนภาษาไทยในเว็บไซต์ italki สวัสดีครับครูมิลิ
สวัสดีค่ะ สวัสดีค่ะ สบายดีไหม
I'm great, thank you so much. You are a highly skilled Thai teacher on italki. You're 5-star rated. You've done around like 3,000 classes there. We've spoken before, but it'd be great if you could just introduce yourself.
Well, สวัสดีค่ะ Hello everyone. So my name is Millie. Well, Millie is my English name, but my Thai name is Phun. And I am a Thai teacher on italki. I've been teaching Thai for 3 years now. And I am actually half Thai English and I'm based in Brighton, England. And I grew up bilingual. I'm really glad that I am able to teach Thai to people and make people fall in love with Thai as well.
It was a bit of a surprise to me, hearing you speak in Thai and then going to an English accent. I think I was like, whoa, hang on a second. And I'm pretty sure many of my viewers would think the same thing. Again, we've talked before. You've got a lot of experience teaching. It would be great if you could take us through, one of your lessons, or at least some of one of your lessons, so people can perhaps learn a little bit along the way.
Yeah, so when you're learning Thai, if you're not in too much of a rush, please take time to learn the Thai script, because there is no standard English transliteration. When I say transliteration, I mean like when you try to write a Thai word, but in English. So for example, the word cow, you might write it like KAO, but then some people might write it KHAO. You also see KHAW. Like there are so many ways to write. Yeah. Please, like when you're learning Thai, go for the Thai script. Just try to learn it, and it will help you so much with the pronunciation. And right, so the first goal to aim for when you're learning the Thai script is just to get comfortable with the letters and the sounds. And most sounds in Thai already exist in English. There are just only several new sounds that you have to memorize and practice. So let's have a look at some of these words. So first of all, I'm just going to talk briefly about the sounds in Thai and in English first. So like in English, each letter has a sound, but it isn't fixed, which means that it's going to be easier to memorize in Thai because in Thai, each letter only has one sound for most cases. And like, think of an English word, like, for example, Pacific Ocean. All of the C's in this word are pronounced differently. But like in Thai, you will only get one sound. So, and even though in English you have 5 vowels, but still you have like 20 vowel sounds. Like at least in British English, you have 20 vowel sounds. So I mean, in Thai, there are 32 vowel sounds. However, don't panic. Most of them are the same because they come in pairs, short and long, and you would know exactly what sound it is by looking at it because it's represented by a symbol and it will not change in most cases. Let's have a look at this word, this sign right here. It's a pharmacy because there's the English sign there, but let's look at the Thai word for it. With tones, don't think too much about it yet. Let's just try to learn the word, and then I'll tell you the tone, and then just keep that in mind when you try to learn it. Because to be honest, like there are rules that you can study, but if you ask a Thai native speaker, they might not be able to tell you the rules. Like I didn't know the rules before I started teaching Thai. I just learned the words, and they are written, and I just as long as you learn them properly, learn the tones properly from the start, then you'll be fine. Let's have a look at this first letter. So this is a K sound. So that's a K, right? And that is a vowel. That's a long vowel sound. The vowel is an So would you like to try and put that together? Keep in mind that it's a rising tone for this word.
Ka, sounds like ka, ka.
Yeah, ka, ka. Very good. That letter, that one is a yeah.
Yeah.
So let's put it together.
Hi.
Very good.
Hi. Here. Kai.
Kai. Yeah. Okay, very good. If I tell you that this is a mid-tone, would you like to try read it again? We've got the same letters. That's the same as that one. So what's the sound again? Yeah. And then that's the vowel we saw earlier.
Yeah.
That-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kaya. Kaya.
Kaya, very good. Kai means
So what do those words mean? So we've got the letters, but does it say pharmacy or does it say what does it say?
Kai means to sell, and ya means drug. Sell drug. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
To be honest, in Thai, like drugs, you also use the same word.
Okay.
Kai,
Because sometimes they don't have the kai, they just have ya. You'll walk along and you'll see everywhere you go in Thailand there's ya.
Yeah.
But very simple. Yeah, and there's a long a vowel.
Yeah, mid-tone. Kai, yeah, very good. Yeah. So next time you see this letter, it will always be a k. This vowel will always be an a. This letter will always be an y. Yeah. So it will not be yeah. Kai, yeah.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. Yeah.
Next, now let's have a look at the next example. Right. So with this one, the ending sound is a y. That's fine. So we call this ending sound like a live ending sound, meaning you can elongate it. You can go kai until you run out of breath, right? But then there will be some sounds that you can't do that. And those are like the sound ending with a T, a D, D, B, or G, a K. You can't go. Yeah. You have to stop.
In English, we kind of go like, would you say hot, map, we do lots of, I think they call it aspirating at the end. But in Thai, that's not always the case, is it?
So, with these endings, what you want to do is you want to stop it. You still want to pronounce it, but you want to stop it right before it ends. So, for example, the word hot. You want to end it when you close your mouth, hot, but don't go
hot. Yeah,
just hot, hot,
rather than hot.
Very good. Hot. Or like, for example, the word nod. You don't want to go nod. You want to go nod. Yeah.
Nod.
When you do,
nod.
Exactly. And if you notice, your tongue position will be the same for both endings. So that means that makes it doesn't matter if you're gonna end it with a T or a D. It's gonna be the same sound. Hot, not in Thai. Or just like and b. Again, we just want our lips to touch and close that. So we're not gonna go map. We're just gonna map.
So it's not map.
Yeah, map.
And I think it took me a little bit of practice to get that. It's a bit of a strange thing because naturally, as an English speaker, we want to go p, map, p, or not. T. But it's just learning, and this was one of the things that we were talking about earlier, where I just had to train myself a little bit just to get used to get familiar with making it with just changing the way that we speak a little.
Exactly. So yeah, map, or try to say map, mop, and just stop it there.
Makes sense.
You can start with like English words just so you get comfortable with the way to pronounce things fast. Moving to.
You don't even have to try practicing in Thai. You can just practice with any English word.
Exactly. Or try a G and a K again. We just want to end the sound there at the back of your throat. So, for example, shrug. You don't want to go g. You want to shrug, and your tongue is going to stop the wind from coming out. So let's shrug.
Shrug.
Very good. Same for think. You don't want to go k. You just want to stop it there. Think. Very good. Very good. Yeah. Very good. Very good. Now that we know, these in Thai are called dead ending sounds. And they are like the t, b, and g. Okay. Right. So let's have a look at this sign. So this sign, this letter, the first one, this is a b sound. Now, some people write it as BP. It is the sound that you already have in English. It's a sound, it's the P that follows an S. So, for example, in the word Spain, in the word conspiracy, or in the word, what other word? Spanish.
Those are pretty good examples. Yeah, they're great examples. Yes, I understand.
Yeah, or sprout. So you already have this sound in English. So it's not a P like Peter. It's a B like Spain. Right. That is an E sound. E. I'm just going to an I.
I.
It's a short one. And that one is a D. D. Would you like to try and put together? The tone is low. Let's very good. If you can't do the ending yet, just try the first one. Just try without the ending first.
I think we were talking about earlier, in English, people think that they don't speak tonally when they speak in English, but in many cases we actually do. So doing tones like this, same as no, bit.
Exactly.
It's exactly the same. So
yeah, exactly.
Carry on.
So no worries at all. Like that's a really good point. In Thai, even though there are 5 tones, you're already familiar with them because you also use them when you speak English. Like for example, the rising tone. Many people struggle with this. However, it's the same tone that you would use when you want to call someone. Like for example, if their name is John, you want to say like John. If you want to say no, like you're surprised, like that. You already use these tones in your daily life. Yeah.
And we understand them in English. It's just that we think, we think, well, Thai being different, we think, oh, it's a completely different world, but it's not. We hear tones all the time.
So that's bit, right? Bit. Let's try something very similar. We've got the same consonant letters here. We've got the B and a D. This vowel, this isn't vowel. Think of the word teacher, and the in cha.
Yeah.
I'll make it a little bit longer because this is a long vowel sound. Make it a little bit longer. So we've got a d. So what is that? Yeah. Now you can read lines. You can read open, closed, pharmacy. Bird.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I think you've explained it really, really well, and it makes it so much more accessible. Again, we talked about this earlier when we was a Westerner. We sometimes look at Thai script and think it's like some kind of crazy computer code that we're never ever going to be able to decode. But I think you've explained it really concisely, and it's really, really helpful. What I'm going to do is I'm also going to link your italki bio in the description below. So if people want to get in contact with you, they absolutely can. I think it's fantastic having you as a natural English speaker as well. Now, obviously, people don't have to choose you. There's a lot of other people on italki to choose from, but having worked with you, you're absolutely fantastic and super, super helpful. It makes it really simple for people like me to understand. So it's awesome. Thank you so very much today. If you're serious about learning a new language, I highly recommend giving italki a try, just like I did. Click the link in the description below to get started, and you can use my exclusive code ALEX5 to get a very special offer. Buy $10 and get $5 for free for your very first lesson. Be quick because the discount is only available for the first 50 users. And if you're stuck like I was, stop wasting time with ineffective methods and start learning with real native speakers on italki. It's made all the difference for me, and I know that it can for you. Also, good news for you, italki is holding a language challenge from now until mid-October. It's a great way to stay motivated and reach your language goals. You can even win rewards as part of the challenge. Sign up for the italki Language Challenge today with the link in the description below and just surge past your language learning limits. Don't miss the chance to level up your language skills and win some amazing prizes along the way. Thank you for joining me. I hope you really enjoyed the Thai lesson we had today. Learning those fundamentals is so powerful, and it will speed up the process for you 10 times easily, and you won't have to waste 6 months like I did.